Hello and welcome again to another video about motorized bikes. In this video we'll be talking about the Predator 212, the huasheng 49cc, and some other upgrades that you can do to bikes to make them more reliable, safe, or anything like that. Mind you, 55 on a bicycle, still a bicycle, so at your own risk at that point. So here's the motor. This has an ARC intake. It has the ARC billet side cover. It has the flywheel, if you could see it in there. It also has a kill switch wired in to go to right up here. Some things to note about this bike. While I was building it, I found out that the King's Motorsports and the gasbike.net, the CNC mount that you normally get with the Death Row kit will not work on the Skyhawk GT2 frame because the angle that this is machined at doesn't let the engine fit in there while this mounts flush with, so it's like at an angle, and the other side is at a similar angle too, so it sits down there kind of wonky. And additionally, on the bike, if you had the front, so the front would have to be all the way in and the back has to be all the way out, which makes it kind of flimsy. Only that little bit of material in there, keeping it from torsional forces or any kind of up and down movement. And on the side you only have one spot to kind of bolt it up, which isn't really, you ideally want both, not just the one. That's what I found out. So the reason why the huasheng comes into this is because it's the old engine that was on the bike with the grubee 4G or 8G transmission. It's the 20 tooth on the shaft and then 80 tooth belt on the back, going to a 10 tooth or 11 tooth, 10 tooth sprocket that went to a 40 tooth on the back, which has also been changed on this bike to a 46. The reason why I changed it to a 46 is because I have the tab to torque converter on here. Something to note when you buy one of these is to keep in mind the position of the sprocket on the converter. So as you can see, the sprocket is between the pulley and the plate. That, I found out today, is not a good spot for it. It is about 1.5 inches, maybe 2, too far to the left, and the motor is as far right as it'll go on the plate that I have, which means this chain comes right about here if it were straight, so that won't work. You can get a back plate or a transmission that has the sprocket over here. That will work, and it'll line up better with the sprocket down here. The reason why I went for a 46 is I wanted a bit more torque on takeoff, because that tab 2 torque converter would be able to go to a 1-to-1 ratio on itself, which would make the whole thing a 4.6 to 1, which is plenty top speed friendly. And I wanted a little bit lower end so I could have better takeoff, and it is a bit hilly around here. So this is actually the plate that I used with that huasheng engine. That is a 49cc engine. And this plate actually works really well. You can get this on the Grubee website. That plate actually worked really well. I would recommend these bolts here are, I think they're grade 10.9 Allen head bolts. They're a little small. I'm actually going to be drilling out the holes and tapping it for a M8 by 1 1/4 thread pitch, so that way it's a little bit stronger. That's what I did over here. I have those M8 by 1 1/4 thread pitch. I did those, but I ended up breaking a tool, so I have to wait for tools to get replaced to continue that. But I wanted to mock it up to see how it all fit. And even with this, the valve cover still hits, and the fuel petcock will hit as well. So you have to get a CNC valve cover in order to not have it hit. And also the CNC valve cover won't have a vent hose, a vent area for the filter. That's where the ARC billet flywheel, side cover comes into question. You can use one of these that are plugged up, and you can run, which I will be, and then I just, where the governor arm used to be, I have this bolt plug in that. Something you can do to upgrade, because as you notice, these are Maxi hookworm 26-inch bicycle wheels, or 26 by 2.5. These are 3 by 19 motorcycle 54P block C5 bias ply motorcycle tires for 19-inch rims, which are here. These are 19 by 1.85 36 hole DOT Pro, I think they're like Pro Wheel or something, and they are absolutely, I got these and they're quite low. They are absolutely fantastic looking. I can't wait to put these on the bike. Something, if you haven't ever used a motorcycle with tube style tires or tube type tires, or ever put anything with tube type tires that are motorcycle related onto it, you will need a set of these. These are called tire spoons. I ended up being able to get the wheel onto the rim and not back off again. So you have to have tire spoons in order to do that, to take it on and off, especially if you get a flat. The tubes on these, I just put it in here to mock it up. The tube is actually pretty heavy duty, much more heavy duty than a bicycle tube, and the tires themselves, as you can see, they keep their shape. You can actually push down on them pretty hard, and they'll still keep their shape. So they're stiffer than bicycle tires, but they're also bias plies, so they're actually they should ride pretty comfortable when you actually go to ride the bike and have some weight, especially if you have a bike that's as heavy as that. My bike, fully built up, will probably weigh about 100 to 110 pounds, maybe more. Plus I put a basket on the back with some kit in it, like tools, gas, stuff like that, and then yourself, and then whatever you got in a backpack. If you're trying to go somewhere kind of far, you could easily be 200 pounds with all your kit, maybe more, and then a 110-pound bike. You know, you want bicycle tires have limits, and especially when you get into higher speeds, they have limits. And another thing I highly recommend is some racing chain. I got heavy duty GB 420 motocross chain. I got this on Amazon actually. It tells you that you can use the 420 chain with 60 to 100 cc's. I used number 41 chain, and it was fine with my 2.5 horsepower application. I feel like this chain would be just fine with a 6 to 10 horsepower application. And you gotta remember, these are probably 2-stroke bikes, and 100cc 2-stroke bike build up is probably around 6 to 10 horsepower anyways. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, that's pretty much the bike right there. Also, I ordered some ghettobike forks for it to have ghettobike dual disc front brakes, and a nice triple tree setup that's still in the mail. Been waiting on those for quite a while. I can't wait for them to get here actually, and I can't wait to actually ride this bad boy. Right now, currently has no fuel, and it's not really connected to anything, so I can't run anyways. But that's the progress so far. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. Thank you.